welcome back to the show. We are Green Room Radio. My name is True. Coolest podcast in Las Vegas. I'm sitting here next to my man Will.
Will Roundtree, Mr. Full-Time CEO.
And then we got Little Rach.
What's going on, guys?
And then finally, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pauly C.
Vegas,
Hold on. We gotta do it the right way.
Well, yeah.
On the count of three.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
One, two, three.
Vegas, Pauly C. In the motherfucking building. Welcome to Green Room Radio.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
I like that name. I like saying it, especially into this mic. Green Room Radio.
Oh.
I love it.
Yeah, I haven't. I was
we need that
surprised
for our intro.
when I saw the C as S-I-I-I-I.
Oh,
Yeah,
the tacos.
Yeah,
Speaking of.
So when I did that, I came under, it was 9-1, like, you're an idiot. That's the worst name ever. You know, why did you name it? And I thought it was so clever, but, you know, nobody liked that name. Nobody.
Pauly C as the...
Well, because they just don't want an anglicized name for a Mexican restaurant. So I got a lot of hate. And I was like, but my partner is Mexican, you know, and I'm not, and I'm not cooking the food. So I don't know.
Speaking of your restaurant, when did you start that business?
So I'm very good friends with Jose the Taco guy. He's a pretty big presence here in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Go over 200,000 followers. And he called me one day and he said, you know, I'd really like to meet you. And he was a walker and I was a walker. So walkers are people that walk up and down the strip on the live on TikTok.
I see them all the time.
That's how I started my career. I was a walker.
You ever crash into people on accident?
No, but we would walk by each other sometimes. Like Lydia walks every morning. I don't know if she still does.
Yeah,
but she used to walk
I
all the
see
time.
her on the TikTok live every so often.
So he was a walker and I was a walker. And I said, well, you're a walker and I'm a walker. And he goes, and I'm walking around for 18 months and I haven't made a penny. This is Jose talking. And I look at him, I go, I've been walking around for 18 months and I don't make any money either. Like nobody pays me and nobody cares. And so we kind of got together. And then we were kind of like a couple of 17-year-olds just driving around like, what are we going to do with our lives? Why are we doing this? There's nothing going on. And one day he says to me, I got this guy. He has unbelievable food. It's just incredible. We should really go and meet with him and see if we can do anything. So I go and I taste his food and I'm like, oh my God, this is the best Mexican food I've ever had in my life. And I never had these flavors before, you know, because I'm a gringo, right? So
What did you try? What was it that got your attention?
The flavors in his al pastor. Listen, I didn't even know what al pastor was.
I was looking at
I love it.
And I had no
idea
idea what a taco was in Las Vegas. I didn't know any of this stuff.
Oh, wow.
Polo.
And you're from New York, right?
And I'm from New York, but
Yeah.
you know, in New York, it stinks. They have the same product in
Right.
New York.
But it's not the same.
It's bland. It's awful. The tortilla is terrible. But this guy's got it. And so, you know, a restaurant came available and it was very cheap to get in at the time. And I was on a big winning streak gambling. 2023 is the best year I ever had gambling in my entire career.
What do you play real quick?
Blackjack and craps.
Blackjack. Okay.
So I said, you know what, 40 grand, you know, at the time, now it's like, but at the time I said, okay, I'm going to do this. So we got the restaurant. We opened up on January 3rd. And from day one, things were just never right. Like month 3, we did 203,000 sales. And, you know, Jose comes here and says, you know, we owe the vegetable guy $32,000 and we owe the meat guy $40,000.
Oh.
So I say, but we've been paying the bills every week. How do we owe $72,000 in food on, you know, this amount of sale when we've been paying every week? He doesn't know. I don't know. Like, I can't even visualize, like, I can't even conceptualize the scam. So the scam was he had an entire business doing catering, big catering,
With your
on the
product.
shop's food.
Wow.
It took me all the way to the end of it. because I-
$72,000.
so I- But I couldn't conceptualize. I couldn't conceptualize it.
I've never heard.
I can only
Wait, hold on.
imagine
When was the
what you made.
scam?
This was in early 2024.
Oh, so this was like kind of somewhat recent.
Yeah, I mean, it's a recent.
So you're
you know-
like kind of recovering from this still.
Well, I lost $119,000 dealing with him in 2024.
I mean, can you sue? Did you sue?
no,
Like,
no, I don't do legal.
Yeah.
Really?
See that guy right there? He can't even believe who
Hey,
I am.
Alan.
So he's more of a thinker and a planner, and he has the brain to, you know, maybe figure these things out. I was born with no dopamine. Like, I don't produce dopamine. And in order for me to do legal, there are people who enjoy conflict. They get off on conflict.
Right.
Certainly people who, you know, fight UFC fighters, they get dopamine from conflict. Conflict is a very low dopamine event for me. So I could say to you, I'm going to sue, but I already know myself well enough at 60 that if I say I'm going to sue somebody, I will be dreading it going to the lawyer, the deposition, the whole legal process. I will be dreading it from the minute I make the decision to get entangled in the legal process with them.
Right.
So because I know myself so well, because I'm so damaged and I've lived with it my whole life, I don't even bother.
And the
Plus-
thing is, the legal system wins. Nobody ever wins except the legal.
Because if he
system.
has no money, it costs you money.
It's a sad situation. He's undocumented.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, you
I'm
won't
not
get your
going to tangle with him. It's fine. I believe it or not, I wish him nothing but the best. When I did the video where I went in and I got the cars, I said, this is a very sad day. And I really mean this. And I'm going to tell you this. And I'm 100% certain of it. I've been through 2 really bad situations now in Las Vegas in the last 18 months. And I know, I'm not trying to be cocky. The numbers are there. I know that both person, when they walked away and they screwed me, they left $10 million on the table. Because Wero was doing $203,000 a month in a location that was so crappy, it would blow your mind. Our top Saturday, we did $11,400.
This is in Henderson, yeah?
No, this is Northeast Vegas. You know, very small shop. Every single thing it's closed now. It's closed now. They can't even rent it out.
Oh, wow.
We had a line out.
Oh, so you had to move out of that whole location?
No, what happened was that location was booming, so we opened the location 750 South Boulder Highway. 750 South Boulder Highway never made money. It was break even. He had it at 67,000, and it was break even. And on July, things went bad between us because we caught his son stealing $7,000. Leo was supposed to come up with $16,000 to put in the bank because Clover tracks the cash.
Right.
Yep.
He shows up with 9. So we lost $7,000 there. And at that point, when I found out about the catering, he had all of his family at very high salaries. And then when Leo did that, and Leo admits it, yeah, man, I really screwed up. I was like, you screwed up. Can we have our money back, dude? Well, I'm going to give it back to you on August 15th. I still remember the date he was going to give it back on August 15th.
Wow.
Not the date.
So by July 31st, things were so bad in our relationship that on the night of July 31st, I remember dates really well, especially the traumatic ones. The reason why is because when you have a memory and it gets hit with a dose of adrenaline, they actually studied this on 60 Minutes. They had the mice that they gave the shot of adrenaline to. When you have a memory, the reason why it burns in your memory, you know that term, is because you get adrenaline with it. So on the night of July 31st, he removed every single piece of equipment from the shop at 750 South Boulder Highway and ran off with it.
That's
so
insane.
Jose calls me up and says, everything is gone. I said, everything. He says, even the toilet paper is gone. So every single thing was gone. So I go in there like
crazy.
a big Italian idiot gavone. I'm only 50% Italian, but I was a gavone that day. I went in there like a big idiot on August 1st, and I said, I want everything put back. What's it going to cost? And this is part of my $119,000 loss. It cost me $30,000 just to get the equipment back in there. And we reopened.
So you essentially bought it back from
I
the
bought
guy
it
who
back
stole
from
it?
the guy who stole it from me. And then
No.
yeah, and then he also stole the shop, the good shop at 4440 Washington. It was still doing $140,000 a month because I still had the Clover. So that shop was still open and making money in August. And I opened up the South one, and it never did more than like 10, 11 a week when we were running it because our food was not as good as El Güero's food.
Right.
And there was all this conflict, and we had been shut down for 3 weeks. And after a while, it started to really fail. It started to really go down. And this kid showed up out of California. His name is Neri. And, you know, in life, they say, this is old man stuff that everyone needs to know. I'm sure you guys heard this before. The only disability is a bad attitude, right? This kid, Neri, almost died from cancer. He got in a car accident. They found this huge tumor in his stomach. My chef now. He almost died from cancer. He showed up. I'm like, nobody believes this story, but this story is the God's honest truth. It was on social media. And of course, nobody believed it. He shows up on a Friday and he says, I really want to be part of Vegas Policy. I think you've really got something going on here. I'm a cook. I'm in California. I always want to, it's been my dream to always have my own taco shop.
Wow.
So I was in at that point for only 90. I had additional losses with him, but I was in for only 90. I said, well, will you give me 40? You have $45,000? He says, no, I have 22. And I get a little emotional because the kid almost died from cancer 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, give me the 22. I don't care. Just get your ass in here.
Wow.
So, but this is what was great about it. That Friday, he says, I'll be here on Monday with the 22,000. Knowing Vegas and having been out here for 2 years and having been in social media, and there's, my gambler left. I would have bet you, and I would have taken even money for all you wanted to bet that kid was not going to show up on Monday. The kid shows up on Monday with the $22,000. I couldn't believe it. We were out of money in the shop. Cash. We were out of money in the shop. right? Well, he
That's
wired.
real.
It was in the bank, but he wired it to
Fair,
us.
fair.
Okay, which is
Fair.
cash.
Yeah.
They shut off our lights on Wednesday morning, and his money had cleared by Wednesday, and I used like $3,000 of his, and I would have shut down. And I used $3,000 of his 22 to turn the lights back on. And now he's there and he's making a living. Is he working 100 hours a week? Is he struggling? Absolutely. It's a terrible location, which is on me. But we're doing the charity thing
That's
now.
real.
You know, we're getting these donations. I told you we already got 5 $2,000 donations, including from shout out to Mark Fisher from CNBC. He's a huge oil trader. That was when I got thrown out of Resorts World. And we'd have our 5th giveaway tomorrow. So I explained it to you. It's
Are you still
$2,000.
are you still beefing with Resort World?
No.
I saw you kind of had something. Then I saw you.
Well, what happened? They're very smart. They're very smart. You know, when somebody beats me at poker, I'll be the first person to say, you're better at the game than I am. So they hired a new CEO. His name's Alex Dixon. He's from the West Side. He's a local Vegas guy. And Alex called me. You know, I'm in my house in New York, and I never answer the phone because the cars fell behind, and they're looking for the payments on the cars. And I'm like catching up on that. And I'm not answering my phone.
Real quick, Pauly,
Go ahead.
just something for you to know when they call. Tell them that your name is crime and crime doesn't pay.
Right.
They'll stop calling.
But they're calling. And for some reason, I see a 702 number. And for some reason, I don't know why, I thought this was almost like, the universe was speaking to me to stop. And I pick up the phone and he says, hi, it's Alex Dixon. And he goes, I'm not. I said, I know who you are. And he said, listen, this is exact words. He said, I want to extend an olive branch to you, and I want to try and put this behind us. Will you come in and meet with me? And I said, absolutely.
Real quick,
I said, absolutely.
Was this the kind of shorter black guy, bald head?
Yeah.
In the picture?
Yeah. He was a football.
Yeah, I saw it on social media too.
So I was like, absolutely. So I went in and I met with him. He's I can't fight with this guy. I feel so bad for this guy. Do you want to know why I feel bad for him?
He's a nice guy because he's cleaning up the shit from before.
I knew this, and I know this, and I know that they're not giving him what he needs. And I told his friends, because his friends had DM'd me before, because he's a Vegas guy. His friends had DM'd me, and I said, I don't care if Alex is Superman. They're not going to give him the resources or the employees that he needs to clean up the mess. And they're going to use him as an excuse. And I'm standing by that. So I don't know when this podcast is gonna air or whatever, but they will use him as a scapegoat.
What do you think is their problem at Resorts World? Because I just saw they had
have no sense of how to take care of, how to treat, and how to give love to gamblers. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
When you get a company from Malaysia who has a monopoly in the Malaysian Highlands, all they had to do, the entire history of their company, was open the door, and all the gamblers come in. And it becomes a F you, pay me. In other words, the management says to the gamblers, F you, pay me. And they do. They sit there and they gamble. They don't care how much love they get. They don't care about the personal relationship. They don't care about the company. It's F you, pay me. They actually have the largest hotel in the Genting Highlands, has 7,300 rooms. The second largest hotel is the Venetian, 7,100 rooms.
Wow.
So they made a fortune with a monopoly in a country where there is no gaming. It's an Islamic country, Malaysia. Okay. But they let them have this Highlands. So when they went to Singapore, they're in a duopoly. So they have the lesser property in Singapore, and the larger one is the Marina Bay Sands. So now they're in a duopoly, but it's still free money. When they came to the United States, and there's a video on my page with 14 million views, and my video is me standing in front of the building screaming and saying, they're failing everywhere, which is true. Where they don't have a monopoly and they don't have a duopoly, they're failing everywhere. Why? They don't know how to give the love. Why was Steve Wynn? You know, I always tell this story to people, and nobody can ever answer it. So I'll tell it and I'll answer it. I'll meet with a casino executive and say, "Why is Steve Wynn so good?" And they'll look at me and say, "Why did Steve Wynn know how to treat, how to take care of, and how to actually love gamblers?" And they all look at me with a blank face. And then I tell them, because his father was a compulsive gambler, and from the time he was a little child until he cleaned up his father's bingo parlor when he was 26, 27 years old, and his father died with $350,000 in debt that Steve paid the whole thing back. Wow. He intimately understood all of the psychological aspects of the gamblers. Absolutely. Why am I, I'm sorry, I apologize. I call my ego Seymour, by the way. Seymour would like to talk for a second.
Like is this the Seymour on social media?
No, it's Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors.
That's what I just said.
Seymour. This is the way I feel about my ego. My ego feels like this. Feed me, Seymour. Like he can't get enough, right? Why am I good at what I do? Because I love gamblers. Like I genuinely, when people come up to me and they're like Vegas, Pauly, C, like it's all day, of course.
Right.
And they're a gambler and they're in the
Wow.
casino. I run into them and they're in the action and I'm in the action with them and we're suffering and we've been broke 20 times and we borrowed money from our friends and we want to get back to the table. We just want to kill the pain a little longer. We just want to hold on to the dice a little longer. 1993, the average slot machine paid back 95 cents on the dollar, right? Now it's 90 cents.
What I was going to tell you,
How much worse is it going to get?
I moved here in
That's true.
2005.
Yeah.
And in 2005, there was like a buzz. They'd be on speakers. Oh, this slot's hitting.
Right.
Bells are ringing.
Oh,
it's
wow.
fucking better
Yeah.
than a doornail.
It's
Now
empty
there's
and
nothing.
It's quiet.
It's like they've done away with.
It's like a
all-
library. in
You
some
could
of these
be- right,
Kind of
facilities.
exactly.
turns corporation, I guess. more
Spot
so.
on.
Yeah.
Resorts World is like a library.
It really is.
You go in there
Yeah.
and like nobody's hitting
Yeah.
anything in there.
Yeah.
There's no
No.
excitement.
No.
Nobody's winning.
Nobody.
It's not like MGM.
You have to love the gamblers. When you let them win, right?
Yeah.
They come back.
Yeah.
Let them win. Let us have the dream of winning. Let us
But
have
do
the
you
chance to
think
win.
they're like, when they're saying, I mean, I thought I caught a number of saying like they're down 40%. They just tighten the machines up. I mean, I feel like now would be the worst time if they're.
Well,
already-
this is really on the Nevada Gaming Commission. So in 2004, May and June, they allowed 2 mega mergers. So they allowed Caesars to combine with Bally's, and they allowed, at the time, it was actually Circus Enterprises at one time, but then it became Mandalay Group. And they allowed MGM Mandalay to become one company. So they let the 2 biggest companies on the
So
strip
now they monopolized
become a
everything.
duopoly. They
Yeah.
monopolized everything. But it got even worse than that. In 2007, they did the leverage buyout of Harris for $30 billion. It only had $1.5 billion in cash flow. I'll never forget calling my friend up and saying, how are you going to do a leverage buyout at 20 times earnings? You can't do that. It had $1.5 billion in earnings. So the thing just never made it. The bonds were at over 10% within a year or two. And then we had the Great Recession and the financial collapse. So Harris was an absolute disaster. Caesars, it became Caesars.
Right.
Caesars was an absolute disaster.
Hey, real quick,
Go
Paulie, I had several people hit me up to
Okay.
ask you questions. So since we're on Caesars, it says Caesars is firing all of its value-driven vendors that they've had relationships for years to hire the cheapest providers.
That's right. That's
possible
right.
to
I got
show
that. I got that to you.
Profitability on paper. Is this to sell as they are looking like they are gonna
Who are they going to sell
go
to?
bankrupt sooner? Or
No,
later?
they're not. They're not going to go bankrupt. So they have $3.3 billion in cash flow, and their capital leases and interest is $2.3 billion. Here's the thing that nobody addresses with Caesars. So they have $1 billion to play with, and it sounds like a lot of money. You have $1 billion. You have $1 billion in free cash flow after they pay their interest. They owe $12 billion, and they have $12 billion in capital leases. So there's the $1 billion. It's $250 million a quarter. The problem is they have 50 properties. 3 of them are in Atlantic City, getting pounded with salt water all day.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
things are depreciating so fast, and those buildings are falling apart so
It's
fast.
dying over there for
When
sure.
you have a bill, and it's dying also revenue wise. When you have $1 billion a year to pay for the upkeep of 50 properties,
That goes very
right?
fast.
Yeah.
You're not really
Yeah.
doing business properly. So
Mm.
they have $25 billion in debt. They have $5 billion in equity. So eventually, and that keeps going down. The stock was $27.90 today or whatever. So the equity shrinks and the debt stays the same. They haven't been able to pay off a penny. It's the same $25 billion they've owed for the last 5 years. So the debt is going to eat the equity, and the company will eventually, that stock will, I believe it will go to zero. I really do believe that. It'll go down to $6, $7, $4. Depends. A lot of it depends on
What
the
is it at right now? Do you know?
It's 28.
28.
So
Oh.
are they
But it
just-
was.
So are they just depreciating?
No, they're not. They're not taking care of that. They have to take care of their properties,
I'm
right?
talking about on the books.
Well, they are.
Okay.
So they have a
Mm.
law. They have a loss on the books.
Okay.
So their depreciation is roughly and this number's a little shaky. Roughly $350 million a quarter. That's on the books.
Mm.
So they have $1.4
Jeez.
billion in depreciation, but only $1 billion in cash flow. So they're losing. I think they lost $100 million this quarter. So they're losing $100 million a quarter. GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. So they are losing money on the books. I think it was 51 cents a share. But I don't even look at that because I take a holistic approach when I look at it because I'm in the casinos. Like I know about Harrah's Atlantic City. I did a video on it. Harrah's Atlantic City was sold to VICI for $599 million.
Mm.
The monthly rent on Harrah's Atlantic City, monthly, $5.5 million.
Wow.
The GGR, or gross gaming revenue, okay, it was the winter. The GGR in the winter is like 13, 14 million. You can't take in 13, 14 million in the casino. That costs you a fortune. By the time you pay the dealers, by the time you do the comps.
Yeah.
What's fascinating about New Jersey and what's fascinating about Atlantic City is you can actually go on the New Jersey Gaming Commission website and they will tell you every single dollar that is made and spent in Atlantic City casinos.
Wow.
And you can
By
see
the gamblers?
every dollar.
Okay. Oh,
The
wow.
bus coupons.
Do they do that here in Nevada?
No, everything is open.
Why don't they do that?
The only people that do it are the Win. The Win actually publishes
Really?
it themselves.
So somebody's hiding money is what?
No, I don't know that.
You don't think so?
No,
Okay.
I don't think that at all.
Okay.
But
That sounds
Atlantic
like-
City, because they were trying to avoid the mob when they opened in 1978, and the laws were written in 1970. The referendum passed on November 5th, 1976, if I remember correctly. I was 12 years old.
How long have you been in Vegas?
2 years. But I've been
Oh,
studying
wow.
this stuff since I'm 7 years old.
You've only been in Vegas 2 years.
2 years. But I've been studying Vegas, going to
Oh,
Vegas,
wow.
gambling in
Jesus.
Vegas since I'm 7. So when I was a kid, this is what I needed to get crazy. When I was a kid, I'd scan the newspaper. On page 21 of the New York Times, there'd be an article about Las Vegas. I'd be like this when I saw it. And I'm like 11 years old. There's
11?
there's a problem. Yeah, well, it's like 1972.
Yeah.
There's a problem when your kid is doing that.
So that was your dopamine.
That's why I said 11.
That was your dopamine.
Well, Gary Brecker says it. He says if you have a
Okay.
child who's 7 or 8 years old and he's playing video games 20 hours a day, that's a future addict. It does, like that kid wasn't born, and there's parents out there that have kids who are playing video games 20 hours a day.
Yeah,
Did you ever
right.
get addicted to anything else other than gambling?
I did one other thing
makes
that's not really, appropriate for,
Fair.
well, fair. So
Tacos?
no.
Oh,
High five.
See?
Wow.
What's the address again?
So I
750 South.
South
Boulevard.
750
Hey,
South
you
Boulevard.
know.
So I was a bad boy when I was younger, but I've been in a monog for 8 years now, and I love my girlfriend. Plus, I'm 60 years old, so.
Yeah.
But so now it's just the gambling. But if you have a child doing that, and it's important, I think it's important that parents know that. The other thing is like,
Was it a porn addiction?
no, it was
I'm just kidding.
it was
I know something
it was
I know
involving
what you're talking
casino
about.
gambling.
it was IRL. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
And the fact when you said 60, you
Yeah.
know they have blue pills for that, right?
Yeah, but that's not why I stopped. I'm actually in a loving relationship.
No, I was
with
just saying
somebody.
when you were like,
Yeah.
plus I'm 60. I was like,
Yeah, well, it helps. It helps.
Yeah,
I'm saying. You kind of it kind of tones it down.
Yeah.
So I was involved in that nonsense. But anyway, so now it's just the gambling. And back to the parents, I think that a lot of blame is placed on parents where they don't deserve the blame. The Anna Delphi story was on Netflix. The scammer Anna Delphi, right?
Yeah.
There's a scene in there where her parents, who I think were either Serbian or Eastern European or Russian, they might have been, I think they were Russian.
Yeah.
They say to someone else, they say, the child comes through. We didn't make the child came through.
Hmm.
So what they were saying is, Anna Delphi, and no disrespect wherever she is, I don't know. What they were saying is that her behavior was not their fault. She just was lacking the capability to be a truthful, not scamming.
Right.
They probably knew her from the time she was 3 or 4 years old. She was having these delusions or whatever the hell she was doing.
Mm.
So in a lot of cases, the child comes, like, it's not my father has the mutation. So I did everybody's genetics in the family. So I know my father has it. It's called CCAATT. So my father and sister have it. My sister's,
That's the one that lacks dopamine.
we don't create dopamine, right?
Gotcha. Mm.
My mother didn't have it, but
Mm.
it's not my parents' fault. You know what I mean? Like, they could have managed me better. There's no doubt about it.
Sure.
But it's not their fault that, I'm 7 years old with the adding machine like this for 20. We didn't have video games. We didn't have Pong. We didn't have a computer. All I had was the adding machine. So I'm doing that when I was done. Now, if they were aware, my parents were locked in the endless dance of the toxic narcissist and the willing victim. So because they were locked in the endless dance of the toxic narcissist and the willing victim, they were doing their thing. And I was just in the basement with the adding machine like this.
And you grew up in a different generation too.
Right.
So things were different.
Waiting
as
for
well.
the newspaper. Right. things were different.
Absolutely.
Well, children were really left alone way
Mhm.
more when I was a child.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I can remember.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Well,
I
yeah,
can
now 'cause you
remember
have to
being
watch them.
7. Right. I can remember being 7 years old and just walking for 4 miles to the store.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nobody
Just
cared.
come back before.
Just
when
come
the,
back.
The lights come on.
Right, street lights.
I was
Yep.
catching a bus
Yeah.
to school as a kindergarten by myself.
Right.
Locking the doors. Going.
Well, you're young. How old are
Now
you?
I don't know if it's safe to do that.
Well, you look good.
Thank you, man.
Right. Okay. But so they were doing that up through the 90s,
Black
right?
don't crack.
So when did that stop? It stopped like in the aughts,
Yeah.
right? I think it stopped kind of with the internet.
Late 2000, 2010.
Did it stop though? We don't know.
No, I mean,
They're not
I don't
really-
know. There's
that-
still
nobody
probably
lets kids.
areas, but I feel like social media and technology, everything has changed the way that people
Well, I
are.
think technology
and
helps because now there's cameras in the house.
No, true.
So you can see
Plus, you can have Find My
Yeah.
iPhone on your kid.
all of those.
yes,
yeah.
yes, this is true.
But
So
they
it's like,
really don't let children and when I was
It's different.
when
It's
I
just
was young,
different.
children and dogs wandered free. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Now, no.
Yeah, they did.
You don't even
That's
see a
yeah.
dog no more.
yeah. And if you do, like, what the hell? It's a stray. Somebody pick it up.
What part of New York were you from?
So and again, you know, it's funny. I'm telling the same story twice today because I got interviewed by the Las Vegas Review-Journal this morning.
Nice. They came to my job the other day.
So
That was
yeah,
cool.
I mean they're really cool. You know, I steal all their stories. When I met them, I'm like, you know, I steal yours. Yeah, I know, we know you steal. But I always give them, you know, credit.
Free
where credit is
tacos?
due. Well, no, I tell them I got this from the Las Vegas Review-Journal or Casino.org.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I see you do that a lot.
The sighting.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I met them today and I said this, and I'm not trying to virtue signal, so please do not accuse me of it. But I know this for a fact because I've told this 20 times. I know this for a fact. If I was born with my mutation in, well, a third world country, I'm dead at like 16. But if I was born with this
Fuck.
mutation and I was not born in a privileged area,
Mm.
I'm dead man. I'm a dead man. I'm either dead or in jail. Why?
Yeah. Why?
Because when we were kids and we played cards for money that we couldn't afford, or like the little bastards we were, we cheated each other, or we you know, scammed each other,
Monopoly.
or whatever,
Something.
whatever.
Even
Yeah.
stealing fake money.
If you're scamming in an impoverished community where like someone might not eat because you scammed them out of $30, you're going to get stabbed in the neck, right?
Yeah.
But because we
Yes.
grew up around such wealth, I grew up on the North Shore of Long Island. My parents were really not successful, but everybody around me was killing it. Because I grew up in a privileged community, like, okay, you know, they cheated, they stole $30. They go home and get the $30 from their parents. Like, here's another $50, here's another $100.
Mm.
When we were kids, there was $500, $600, $700 around the poker table because
that makes sense.
everybody's parents were, and it was no big deal if you lost your last dollar because you were going back to an expensive home with parents who had access to too much groceries, and
Mhm.
things were easy.
Mm.
But if I had, and we were doing a lot of little shitty things when we were kids, you know, the gambling, the
course.
scamming, whatever. But if you're born with this mutation and you're gambling and you're scamming and you're doing shitty things, and you know you live down, you know, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm using Mike Tyson. He's the same age as me, but Mike Tyson grew up on Amboy Street in Brooklyn.
Mhm.
I worked on Amboy Street, so I know what Amboy Street looked like.
Mm.
If when I was 13, right, and Mike Tyson's my neighbor, and I scam him out of $20, he's going to throw me a beating that I may
Did
or
you
may.
see what he looked like at 13?
Yeah, that's what I'm
He
saying.
looked like a grown man.
And I love him. I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he is the epitome of America. I used to talk about him on the lot. I think he is the most amazing. For him to be where he is, and for him to have all that wisdom, I
Very
love
smart
him.
guy.
I love
He
him.
is.
But at 13, he wasn't going to suffer fools lightly. You know what I'm saying? Like if you steal $20 from Mike Tyson, you might not come out of it. So that's what I'm saying. I didn't grow up on Amboy Street. I grew up in Roslyn, New York. It was privileged. So, you know, in that way, I feel very fortunate.
Mm.
Wow.
Gotcha.
You know?
So Mike Tyson had what, like a full beard, everything at 13?
At 13, he
that
was
guy?
the same size. He
Same
is now.
size?
That's actually
Yeah,
crazy.
he was
Oh,
really,
wow.
he
Yeah.
was really doing it. Well, that's why Customato grabbed him.
Yeah,
I think Cuss
yeah.
grabbed him at like 15
Yeah,
and was like,
literally.
I can really do something with him.
Yeah. No, he was different.
He was impressive.
Okay, so we got to get to the bottom of this,
Okay.
Pauly. See, Don Johnson's a good friend of mine.
Okay.
He says you guys you had a little online spat.
No, it wasn't an online spat. I mean, I don't even want to tell the story because it's going to make me sound like a jerk.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you really want to hear it?
Of course we want to hear
I
it.
think he wants to hear it, but before you,
Don does want to hear.
Before you even
He does
say
wanna
it,
know.
He said, you know, he didn't really get into it, but he just said you had some words. He said you called him a crazy long word, narcissist. But he said he had to go look it up, and Don is an extremely smart guy. And then he goes, I liked the guy. And then this is how I know he really liked you. He said, I was going to the Hoover Dam, and we went to his taco shop. and ate there."
Okay, I don't see it that way. Okay.
You know?
So
Got
I
it.
have a very clear view of narcissism and the willing victim and everything because I grew up with it, right? And I know
Got
the
it.
scale really well. If someone, you know, I mean, you're putting me on the spot here, and I'm sorry, you know, you really shouldn't, but I'm going to tell you. If someone DMs you once and that person doesn't answer you, okay. Twice and that person doesn't answer you, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. I mean, I'll whip out my phone. I don't think I need to prove anything to anybody.
Yeah.
He literally, I hate to use literally, he actually DM'd me 20 times and I never answered him. Why? And this is what I really feel. And I don't want beef with Don Johnson.
No, he really.
But this is the way I
really
feel.
wants to meet you.
I know. I don't want to meet him.
No. Okay.
I'm going to tell you why.
Mm.
And this applies to another big person in Vegas too. Whose name I'm not going to throw out there because they're really just would be collateral damage. He only wants to come into my life. This reminds me of Leon. You know Leon from Larry David.
Oh.
You know Leon. You know Leon. You know Leon.
I don't know who.
He only wants to come into my life so he can flip it up on me. He wants to come in small. He wants to try to be my whatever, and he'll flip it up on me, just like Leon says it on
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And I know people when they come in that hot and that desperate. Sorry, you asked me. He's gonna flip it up on me, and I don't have time for that.
Gotcha.
I see people ahead of time when they're gonna flip it up on me, because it's just too crazy. Again, all right, maybe I'm exaggerating. It's a minimum of 15 DMs that I just do not answer him.
Yeah. No,
I don't want it in my life. I just don't want it in my life. Like, and then I did a little recon on the guy. You're his friend. I don't care.
Yeah.
The recon came back. He's an asshole. That's how the recon came back. He goes into clubs, spends $100,000 on a bottle. He calls himself Don motherfucking Johnson, like whatever. I'm a humble guy. I'm a humble guy. See, now I got beef with somebody I don't want to have beef with, but this is your fault.
No.
I'm a super.
He was very
I'm a
clear with saying he
super.
doesn't want no beef either.
I'm a super real guy.
Right.
I love that.
And
The
that's
authenticity is great.
and that's my opinion.
Fair.
Well, that's
I mean,
that's what we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, speaking of beef, real Fat Boy French, the guy of Las Vegas Scoop,
No.
Big Francais, he asked a question, he goes, beef with Starfish, will it end like Tupac and Biggie?
Who's Starfish, by the way?
She's a big content creator out here.
Okay,
in
so
Vegas.
she worked for me for 8 months. So I met her. She had 199,000 followers. I was paying her $4,000 a month. Now I have some fault here, so I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm dysfunctional. I have low dopamine. I do not cross my T's and dot my I's. I only made a lot of money when I was young because I ran into a guy named Bruce who took control of me. He said, "Wow, Paul, you got some great ideas here. I'm going to put up all of my bar mitzvah money," which he did. It was $25,000. And you let me do the business end of this, and I will monetize your ideas. So I gave him the ideas. A lot of it was to do with telecommunications. And he kept the money away from me because I'm a compulsive gambler. So he kept the money away from me, and he built the business. And he handled all the problems. So I would absolutely start fires because I'm negligent, and he would put out the fires. There would be business issues.
At least you're honest.
Well, I'm very honest.
Right? Honestly, though,
Well,
that's the best.
You think I start fires now? You should see me at 25.
Oh.
The whole damn neighborhood was
I was
on
just
fire.
thinking about
the whole
that.
neighborhood was on fire.
When you say compulsive gambler, does it go all the way back to a kid? Were you heading to Atlantic City?
Wow.
7. I got in Atlantic City when I was 16 because the age was 18. So I snuck in with fake proof at 16. So I always had someone putting out the fires. So there was a fire. That was my fault because the Mohegan Sun wanted to host her. And I was sort of representing her because she was working for me. And we had a tacit agreement that we were going to split this $10,000 check that was going to come from the Mohegan Sun. She told me straight out, I will swear to God on this. She said, "Paul, I'm going to go up there for nothing because you're paying me $4,000 a month." She said, "I'm going to do this for you and your company." She actually was one of the few times she ever gave. When I was up there and I met with them and they were so hot to have her, I said, her fee is $10,000. I can't, made it up on the fly. So she accuses me of trying to steal $10,000 from her, which is not true. I'm the biggest loser in the world. Like, I can't even hold on to $10,000. I gave away $119. I'm not the kind of guy who plots to steal $10,000.
Yeah, you bought back your equipment from the guy that stole it from you.
Right. So do you think I tried to steal $10,000?
No. And you seem like a pretty honest guy.
When you say working for you, like working for you,
I was paying her $4,000 a month to be my social media rep for my company.
Okay.
So she did a YouTube where she completely assassinates my character. Like on a level I've never seen.
And how old is she?
She's a toxic narcissist, by the way.
She's
45 years old. She played 44. She played the woman card. I got all these DMs. This is one of the darkest moments of my life. It's December 2023, and I'm getting these DMs. Why are you attacking a woman? Why are you? And she's playing the woman card. She actually said on a live. It's not recorded anywhere because unfortunately she eliminates everything. She said she may have to get a gun to protect herself from me.
Oh, wow.
She said that she sent me a restraining order in New York. I never got a restraining order. I never got any of this stuff. I would totally
very common.
You
here in
know me
Vegas.
really well. Like
Yeah.
I'm the kind of guy, like if the restraining order came,
You'd be like, hey, this is what I got.
it would have been on social media.
Yeah.
Right.
That.
So she
Yeah.
did all this character assassination. And I have copies of this stuff in my phone, the August 1st stuff, especially that she did. She said all the stuff she does. She said, I was barred everywhere. I was barred from one casino. I thought I was barred from the Circa because I did that Toes video over there, which I don't even want to get into that. But so I was only barred from resorts. And the Circa called me up and said, you're not barred from here. And the Circa got angry that she put that into the media that I was barred from there because a lot of people don't want to see me barred anywhere.
Right.
Now I'm not barred anywhere. She told all of Las Vegas that nobody will deal with me, that I'm too toxic, that I'm not. I have a first-class relationship with the president of the Rio. I have a great relationship with Cammie, president of Westgate. I have a relationship with the Sahara. I'm like this with Jonathan Jossel. I mean, he's the new star of Las Vegas. I mean, we're doing stuff together.
I saw you talking about
And Patrick Miller from the Rio. Did I mention that twice?
Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah. It's all good.
whatever. So there's 4 or 5 properties that it's on a presidential level, and I don't charge them. Patrick Miller from the Rio said, Paul, come in, we'll talk, whatever. I said, Patrick, what's going on with your video poker? It's 98%. You have it on the marquee. I said, nobody cares that your video poker is 98%. I said, you're not selling anything. You're not selling anybody. Why don't you change it to 9.6 video poker? 2 weeks later, he changed the video poker at the Rio to 9.6 video poker. Now it's got the best video poker along with the South Point, right?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's actually.
I said to him,
amazing.
why don't you fix, you're opening a high limit room, right? I said, don't open a high limit room where you do not allow surrender, where you hit the ace-6, I'm talking about blackjack rules, where you don't allow resplitting of ace. Don't do that. I said, if you're going to open a high limit room.
At the Rio.
Yeah. Which he did.
So cool.
2 blackjack tables and 8 baccarat tables. I said, can you please put the following rules? Stand on ace-6, surrender, resplit aces, double after splits, and 3-2 on blackjack. He says, absolutely. Not only did he do that, he put my name on the table.
Wow.
What?
So if you go to the Rio
at the
now,
Rio, the high limit,
that's awesome.
That's
So
super cool.
I mean, Seymour is like this. I'm like, Seymour, it's just a table. You didn't get paid, Seymour.
So
nobody paid Seymour.
Hey, so I heard this from John. You know, he said this on our show.
Yeah.
How did people not realize that all of Vegas got together in what he called the Gen Pop, and they switched it to 6-5 versus 3-2?
I was just about.
How did
to
they
ask
let that slide?
Yeah.
How did that go? Like, that's insane to me.
Okay, well, so if you're selling smack on the corner, which was $10 back in the day when I was on the corner, I worked in impoverished areas. I was in the payphone business. So when you're selling smack on the corner, whether it's cut 25% with inositol or 80%, well, I think inositol they might use with cocaine. I'm not sure if they use that with smack. I'm not sure what the cutting agent is with smack. I'm sure somebody knows that. But let's just say cocaine. So if you're cutting cocaine with 25% inositol, or you're cutting it with 75% inositol, the addict's still buying that $10 bag.
It's just cocaine to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the blackjack is just, let me get off. You know, that's a,
They're
you don't
They're still going to do it anyway.
It sounds the same, though, when you say 6-5, 3-2.
It probably sounds like more to some people. Right?
No, it really does.
Yeah,
it
low
does.
key.
It does.
Low key,
so,
yes.
so are
was
most
shocked.
gamblers that come to Vegas, are they casual gamblers? Because someone who's a little more
People that
seasoned,
gamble
they
like
would
once
know.
or twice a year, probably.
So that's probably why they think it's more.
So the story that I tell is I'm an addict, right? So think about somebody that needs medicine, right? So I need medicine. I'm an addict. I need medicine in order to feel okay. You know, when people are addicted to heroin, they call it their medicine. They call, you know, it keeps them going. You can be on heroin for 20 years as long as you get your fix, right? So I need my fix. But I can't afford to pay big money for my fix because, full disclosure, I make $5,000 a month doing this. And I don't get paid.
Off
TikTok. I have an Instagram subscription. I'm up to 130. I got 4 subscribers yesterday. I was so ecstatic. I have 132 subscribers on Instagram. I get 450 from that. I get about 3,000 from TikTok. A bad month, my best month, I got 6,000. Last month, I got 3,000. And I get about another 2,000 from Instagram. Shout out to Baby Jesus, who set me up and got my Instagram money coming in. So I get about $5,000, $5,500 a month. I have a big mortgage on a big house in New York, right? I'm not crying the blues. I'm just telling you the way it is.
Yeah.
So my burn rate's 20. So I spend 20 and I make 5.
Anything on YouTube? You make anything?
No, nothing. I'm not. Do I look like a long form kind of guy?
No.
Okay.
The short, but
Give me
YouTube shorts.
Well,
YouTube
I
shorts.
mean, someone would have to handle it for me. I mean, people are addressing it. So I'm making 5,000 and I'm spending 20. So how much money does that really leave you to gamble? So I have to gamble.
You know what you should sell on TikTok?
What?
The blackjack read. You know how
I did. I actually tried to have somebody
What
do
is
it.
it? I don't know.
I don't know where Alan is.
you know how people come to Vegas who know nothing about
Oh,
blackjack.
yeah.
There's
the
like
cards.
the
card.
card
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shows you the basics.
You are spot on. And I've had one of the problems of being an addict and one of the problems of being in Vegas is that I meet all other ADHD people.
Oh, that's so true.
ADHD people come into my life. They're all hopped up on Vegas policy. And a week later, they're like, so they never execute. So I've already had people 3 times with this conversation with the cards.
Wow.
I had a guy call me into the city. I signed a merchandise agreement. It never happened. This was over a year ago.
You would kill it
Ah.
on TikTok.
So this guy out here
Oh,
right
for
now,
sure.
this guy out here right now,
Yeah.
he's neurotypical. He's like normal. He's intelligent.
Hey,
He's got big presence in Las Vegas.
Mhm.
I only met him like 2 weeks ago. So he's going to do all of that. My first dream, the thing that I really want for me, and because I want it for me, I'm hoping other people want it, is the easy button where you hit the button
Uh-huh.
and it says Vegas policy.
Oh my goodness.
That is the product that I don't care if it sells 2.
Yeah.
You want to know why?
Is that the merch that you would make?
Even if you
Because
got a
I want
doll.
one.
Yeah.
That's why.
Sign me. I'll
I want
pre-order
one.
right now.
Right by the
I want one.
bedside.
If you got one of them
I want one.
dolls that you just
Pre-order
push
right
the
now.
hand and
Right.
it says that, I think a lot of people would buy that.
So
Yeah,
he's kind of straightening me out now, and I it's only 2 weeks. My mother used to say, and I fall for this time and time again. My mother used to say, "Hope makes an incredible breakfast, but a terrible dinner."
Wow.
So I've been doing the hope makes a great breakfast and a terrible dinner now. Did I say it right the
Yeah,
first time?
you
I say it
got it
wrong.
Yeah.
I've been saying that now for like 2 years. So I was just about to do a television show, and the whole thing fell apart at the last minute.
Yeah.
This is a fascinating story.
Wait, is this what we were kind of like talking about on text? You said you had
We
something.
may have. Yeah.
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha.
So I was just about to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So all my ideas, right? I'm not going to tell you what they are because they're proprietary.
Yeah.
All my ideas, I put all the people together. I got everybody in the room, high-end people, like the best of the best. Like I can't go any higher. Put the whole thing together. And this is what I'm guilty of. And I've had this conversation now with Anne Marie. She's out there and other people. Do I induce people to hurt me? Do I induce people to rip me off so that I can go back to that child between the age of 4 and 9 who had the negligent parents who shit on him? Pretty certain I do. So Alan,
It's like you're subconsciously
who's-
seeking that
right.
out.
Alan comes in and he's like, "Well, where's the contract for your television? Where's it?" And I'm like, Alan, I'm trying to be 6 years old here. I want them to destroy me, whatever. So
That's why
everything
I'm a
came.
handshake. I'm a handshake guy,
Handshake.
and it's.
But are
fuck
you inducing the pain of your childhood? You might be.
I think that's.
A little
I think
bit.
that's. I think that's.
No, not
Actually,
so much, but, like,
I honestly think that is typical for a lot of entrepreneurs.
I'm a Midwest guy. I feel
Right.
like Midwest people give
Yeah,
you their
I'm from the
word.
Midwest.
Like,
Okay, so
totally.
it's from a good place with you.
Yeah.
I think people in general too. I think we're all like, healing and going through like, our traumas and
Everybody
our
has
triggers and
something,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Do you induce people to do bad things to you?
Do I do? I don't know. I don't.
That's probably too much of a personal question
I'm
for,
like, I don't know.
for a young lady. You know what I mean?
Do I-
So you don't have to answer that, but
Okay, fair.
but I think I might,
Right,
because
okay.
I was so negligent with Wero. So I put everybody. I'm going to tell you the story. I put everybody together. This, that, the other thing. Everything's going to happen. It's all, and I'm like waiting for them to break ground on the studio. And Alan, he kind of forced me to face reality. And when I faced reality, this is what they said to me. Wow, this is some bad shit. They said, "You're not going to be on the board." They said, "You have no power." They said that we're going to kind of keep you. I don't know. They didn't say this, but it felt like this. The third thing I'm going to say is my feelings. It's not a fact. The first 2 things are a fact. I'll stick with the facts. You're not going to be on the board. You're not going to have any power. You're not allowed to put any money in because I found investors that want to put my share of the money. You're not going to be allowed to put any money in. And we feel that you're worth 5%. Now, I put the whole thing together.
So
It's
they
all
stole
my
your
idea.
IP.
Well, I don't know what they stole because I don't know that they're ever going to be able to execute on it without me. So the whole thing is going
Hey, real
down.
quick, just when you said that, in anything, I've had so many people in businesses, including this one. I
Right.
tell people everything,
Right.
and then people are like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're giving out a whole blueprint." And I
Right.
said, "But here's the thing: you're one of one, so
Right.
nobody's going to be able to do it without you."
I
so you know.
just don't feel really comfortable putting it out there. But
Yeah.
but whatever. So they said you can have 5%, but no power. You're not going to be
Of
on the
your
board.
own idea.
and you're not going to be known as an owner or a founder. which
That's
is important.
actually insane.
Which is important to me
Right.
because I'm the
Absolutely.
owner and the founder of the goddamn television show.
Absolutely.
Sheesh.
So immediately I went into, fuck you. Look, see the
Hey,
fingers?
Yeah,
give it.
Yeah,
Right.
the middle finger right there.
And I quit.
Mm.
And to his credit,
Mm.
the most important person in the deal, I'm not going to throw his name out there because this is
Sure.
an ugly situation.
Sure.
But to his credit, I almost did it well. To his credit, he said, Pauly, you're my guy and I stand by you. And I love him. And, so we're going to try and do it with other people.
Mm.
Yeah.
But they tried to do that to me. Now,
And this just happened.
this week,
Oh wow! So we
Yeah.
got an exclusive.
Damn.
you do. You have an exclusive.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
And I can no longer do business with these people because,
All right.
and then the thing is like,
Right.
they're not gamblers. They're not gamers. They're, it's kind of like a microcosm of what's going on in Las Vegas.
Right.
Yep.
They're not gamblers. They're not gamers. They don't understand business. They don't understand that you're going to go to a gambler. The most dangerous man in the world is a man who has nothing to lose. Like
Very
I've
true.
already been so broke and so decrepit. And, I've stolen food. When I was a waiter, I used to steal food off the plates and I didn't care. If some kid orders shrimp, he orders 5 butterfly shrimp and he only eats 3 of them.
You're like, I'm taking the other
Girlfriend,
two.
those other 2 shrimp are not going in the garbage. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't getting any shrimp when I was a kid. When I'm a waiter, I took the shrimp and I ate the damn shrimp. So
That's real.
I've lived like that. I don't give a damn.
Mhm.
So you're not going to tell a guy like me who's already been, I'm not saying I'm suffering. I'm having the effing time. Did you see me where I was on Saturday?
Dude,
Yeah.
Palm Tree Beach
Right.
Club.
And who am I there with? Jason
Strauss.
Strauss.
Noah
I saw
Teckenberg.
that.
Noah.
Saw that.
Yeah.
And that's, by the way, that's all Jonathan Jossel's doing. But just let me say, I'm just going to
Yeah.
finish up with that. So I've already been through all that. So take your 5% and shove it up your ass, motherfucker.
Boom.
That was
Tell 'em.
another a fan's question was
Yeah.
what did you think about that? I don't know if you've seen Wet Republic before they redid it to this.
Well,
Palm Tree
I'll
Beach.
tell you a story, and there's so much.
And I'm gonna eat one of your. By
Okay,
the, by
go
the
ahead.
way, we got Vegas Pauly C
Oh,
tacos
wow.
here because it's.
I hope they don't suck.
We'll let you know
Okay.
here live.
What's interesting about my life is
Yes.
I never went to I went to Las Vegas with, $1 million that I lost in a week. I would come out here with $100,000. But I'm self-aware enough
Which
to
one?
know
It's
that
the,
that's the quesadilla. I had that today.
This
I had the
quesadilla.
carne asada.
Okay.
I got the veggies.
No, I hope it's okay. It's probably cold now.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It'll still be
Tacos or
good.
tacos?
So
That
I
part. It's about the flavor.
Just chicken.
okay, divvy it up.
Don't tell me they messed
All right,
That's a
let's do
steak, I
it.
think, right there.
up. Okay.
Yeah, we said
If it's not good, just fake it. Because he's a good kid. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
no, it's good.
So I would be out here gambling with, thousands of dollars, $10,000, $50,000, whatever. I walked by XS Nightclub for 20 years.
True. Can I get that green salsa?
I never thought I was going to go in there.
Oh wow.
Why? Why was I never going to go in there? Because I immediately do the math. Okay?
Are you like not a clubber?
I'm not cool.
All
No,
right.
not-
don't say that.
I'm not a good-looking guy. I'm not going to.
Aw.
I'm not looking for any sympathy. I'm doing the math. So the math on me going to XS Nightclub is this: here's XS Nightclub. Here's me. Maybe I have $15,000 in my pocket because I just won at blackjack. I'm going to go into XS Nightclub.
And
I'm
you're
going to spend
it all.
$12,000 on a. I'm going to spend $12,000 on a bottle,
Yep.
so that some girl is going to say,
Can I
Is-
drink some of that?
"Is that your bottle?" I'm going to pay attention to you for like 15
Until
minutes.
it's gone.
And then leave.
I'm gonna, right, and then so I already know this.
Well, at least you know.
So I never went in there ever.
This is kind of how it goes.
So
though, to
New
be
Year's
honest.
Eve comes, December 31st, 2023. It's New Year's Eve. And who invites me but XS Nightclub? They put me up on the stage with the chain smokers. I look at the entire audience. There's 4,000 kids. And I'm way, way smaller a provider, content. I only have 100,000 followers, whatever.
You're welcome.
And the stage manager is a great guy. His name's Randy Tomas, I think. Great guy, friendly guy. They put me up there for 18 minutes. How do I know? Because I'm checking my phone. I'm like, when am I going to come down? But I'm acutely aware that
Wait, at the live?
no,
No,
that's a
XS.
whole nother night. That's
Oh,
a
so
whole
yeah,
nother
yeah.
night.
That was
This
the
is-
poppy steak night.
Right, right. This is the win. This is the first time I ever went to XS Nightclub. My first time ever in. They grabbed me. They put me up on stage. Here are the chain smokers, right? Here's 4,000 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the zombie-looking motherfucker over here, right? That's me, okay? So I'm
So you
uncomfortable.
should have had your button that day.
Right.
Vegas.
It's Pauly. But I'm uncomfortable. Like, I don't really want to be in that position where, like,
Mhm.
4,000 kids are like,
Yeah.
and meanwhile, the chain smokers are kind of interacting with me. But now I'm a little bigger, and now the young kids just, it's funny because, and I said this to Anne Marie, and I really believe it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I feel that when you get a certain amount of notoriety, you get a
Mhm.
pass on what you look like. You get a pass on your age.
Money too.
You know, well, the money hasn't come in yet, but you know,
Yeah.
but you get a certain amount of a pass. So you know, whatever. So now I went to. Poppy invited me to his birthday, and
That looked so fun.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, Poppy's got it. I mean, nobody's got it like Poppy.
Dude, yeah.
And then Dave Grutman like walks me into Live like I'm Ray Liotta in Goodfellas, and I'm like 5 minutes in Vegas. I did a video 5 minutes, but I want people to understand that I understand the ridiculous absurdity of 60-year-old zombie-looking motherfucker Vegas Pauly sees life. Like I want people to know that I'm not like unaware. Like I'm not like people will come on my page and they'll come after me. I'm like, well, you think I don't have an effing mirror? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was my gripe with the dinosaur. Like, she says I look like Voldemort. She says I'm a creepy old man. She says all this shit. Well, I just want to tell you what, I just want to tell you what she says. It's like, but I got a mirror, girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, what about you? Like, you're coming after my looks, girlfriend? Like, really?
Tell them. Yeah.
Like, what the F?
It's usually the people that are like ugly or fat.
Well, I'll tell you
and they
something.
always will insult
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something funny about life. I noticed that the guys who really come after me and the people that really come after me about the way I look, when I go and I look at their profile, it's never a great looking person.
No, it's never.
Or they probably
It's
have
always
3
someone who's
followers.
weird like me. You
Well,
know,
it's someone that's
profile
like hating
picture.
their life, you
Or no
know?
profile picture.
And they
But
want
it's
to
like-
do that to somebody else.
you know, the purpose of the show is for me to make you laugh. So someone will say to me, but we're not laughing with you, Vegas Pussy. We're laughing at you. I'm like, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
I'll shove, you know, in the beginning of my show, I used to
Awesome.
shove food up my nose to make people laugh.
No.
This whole taco thing was a joke. It made people laugh. Look at this. If I can make you laugh for 5 or 10 minutes, like for instance, this is a great one. So I wanted to do a story about the clearance rate on murder in Las Vegas because the clearance rate is extremely high. Metro clears like 90% of the murders. But how am I going to work that into my gambling show? How am I going to work that into my flow? How am I going to work that into my fun? Wouldn't you know it? Greatest thing ever. Somebody sends me a really credible, deep, hardcore death threat that scared the shit out of me. So
Wow.
I get to go
There's some
down.
miserable motherfuckers out
So
there.
I go down to
Seriously.
Metro, but this is what's great about it. I go down to Metro. I put in a complaint. I said, I'm genuinely scared for my life. This person is showing me a picture of where I live. They're showing me my apartment number. They're showing me what they're going to do to me. Can you do something about this? But here's the great thing. On the way out the door, what do I get to do? My video, because I had just put up that I had this murder threat the day before. Now I got to tie my murder clearance rate video in. So the next day I posted my video about the murder clearance rate.
Oh.
And the people that watch my show, they all got the humor in it.
So I have a porn star baby mama, and so just so you know, most of the people who do those comments,
Yeah.
all they want is for you to respond to them and
Right, right,
acknowledge
right.
it.
They want
So Most of
attention.
the shit they're saying to you isn't true.
But here's the
Do you
thing.
respond back to DMs?
Yes. Here's the
Nice.
thing. I enjoy it. I enjoy the conflict. Like I'll be like, really? Like that's what you're gonna do? Like, do you, you know?
We didn't understand it, and one time we had a really good video kind of go viral, and everybody was hammering Little Rach. And like I
all
said, and
good.
it's like she's never done anything. But I was like, but you see, you know, they're just
Yeah.
doing it just to get.
Well,
a
I'll tell you
response.
something really outrageous. So, you know, like when I do videos, you know, women are and again, I'm not virtue signal. I'm just telling you the way it is. Women are subjected to such violence. You really can't come up with another word other than violence. I guess you could say abuse or whatever. They're subjected to so much bullshit in social media that it scares me. For instance, when I was with David Guetta hanging out.
Oh,
When
when
they-
was this?
Well, the next day I went to the day club and there's David Guetta and they put me up next to
Talk
David
your
Guetta.
shit,
I love
Pauly. Talk
it.
your shit.
I love it.
It's kind of like a running joke in Las Vegas that like here's a famous DJ
Yeah.
and there's you know there's Seymour, you know what I mean? So Seymour is there with David Guetta and I'm with like 10 or 11 girls that you know I'm already 60, so I'm not going to get out of order. But there's 10 or 11 girls and behind me that are like when I was 25, 30 years old, if any one of them had gone out with me, I would have been like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. So I make a video, whatever. And like, there's all these guys attacking like these girls saying
The
that
women.
they're not that. And they're
mid.
they're mid. Right,
Yeah,
right,
they're
right.
mid.
They're mid.
I've
don't even
heard
know
that
what
one
does that
before.
mean,
Like,
mid?
oh,
They're
it
mid.
means you're like not like top
Dudes are
notch. You're not
fucking
hot. like,
a whole bunch of fives.
like ew. Yeah,
A whole
basically.
bunch- right.
Mhm.
And
Dudes
I'm like,
are miserable.
wow.
And
I'm
those
like,
women were gorgeous.
they
So
were. And there were
absolutely.
like 11 of them. Okay. So I see that a lot on social media and it makes me feel terrible. But all I can do is talk about it. I talk about the pain. I talk about the things that I go through, because again, and I'll go back to the parents. I think it's important for parents to know that your child was born this way, and you need to manage it. And if you're not noticing it, I understand, but so that's what you try and use stuff as teachable moments.
So I have a question for you,
Sure.
Pauly. Very serious question.
Yes.
Is Vegas dying?
No.
Because we hear that all over social media right now.
It's not dying. What is happening is that it's over mortgaged. So Vegas is living in a mansion, and they owe too much money on the mansion.
Is that why MGM's firing all their employees?
Right, but they're trying to keep
Letting go?
MGM's made $1.50 a share, so I actually like MGM. I think they're quality property.
I like MGM too.
I think the employees are fantastic. They have a great attitude. They don't do anything. They don't do anything for me. They're not showing me anything. They don't. Social media doesn't talk to me. I just think they're a great company.
They still point match too, don't they?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
But it's important that people
I
understand.
feel like they do.
There are companies in Las Vegas that want nothing to do with me. Now, in the case of Red Rock, it's my fault because I goofed on them a little bit about the Durango when it opened because I snuck in there 2 days early. I fell asleep. They made me take down the video.
You fell asleep at the Durango?
No, I fell asleep and I woke up and the video had 300,000 views. And then social media said, you got to take that down. Our casino's not open. So I started doing this stupid thing. I started doing this asshole thing where I was telling all my followers, Vegas Pauly C doesn't need the Durango. The Durango needs Vegas Pauly C.
Oh.
Because Seymour got out of control, and I apologize.
What's crazy though? Some of these big executives, that actually melts them a lot more than you think.
I know it does.
They're very emotional.
But the point I want to make about the point I want to make about Red Rock Resorts is they don't talk to me, and they probably never will, and that's cool, because they are still, in my mind, the single greatest corporation in Las Vegas.
Really?
Like station?
Is that still?
Station
Is that
casino?
still
It's called Red Rock. It's Fertitas.
Okay.
And I've never met them, and they don't reach out to me, and they don't care about me, and that's fine. They can hate me. You can hate me, and it's no problem. Like the Win has me blocked on social media.
No
problem.
I heard that the Win does that to people. Like
Right.
they actually block them if they don't like your content.
Right. But they're still.
no.
But all I do is.
to be that sensitive.
But all I do is give them accolades. But getting back to Red Rock Resorts, they are the finest corporation in Las Vegas. They give incredible comps. Their properties are amazing. The bedrooms that I've gotten at the Durango, you fall asleep in the bed. You never want to get out. The food at the Durango
nice.
is incredible.
So good.
The sports book at the Durango is next level.
It is.
It's incredible.
Mhm.
If you gave me 10,000 years and you said, here's a piece of paper, here's $720 million, I think that's what they spent on the Durango. I want you to, no. I mean, Resorts World is garbage. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
Red Rock Resorts, so it's fascinating. So I'm giving all this love to this is what I love about my show. I love this. This is an honor for me. So I'm giving all this love to the architect who did Red Rock Resorts, because you walk around the outside of Red Rock itself and you're like, who did this? This is and I do a live. I'm like, who are the architects that came up? Wouldn't you know that the architects for Red Rock Resorts contacted me? We had a really long conversation.
Yeah.
And so it's based on the Sheets Goldstein. The architecture there is based on the Sheets Goldstein house. Goldstein is the much older guy. He's an octogenarian. He's the older guy who has that
real
crazy
quick?
house in California.
What's octogenarian?
That's someone in their 80s.
And there,
He's the guy who goes to all the games and he wears crazy outfits and he has this great.
I know exactly what you're talking
That's
about. Where is
Goldstein. That's Goldstein.
it? That is him.
So Red Rock is based on his house in California, which was an interesting thing for me to find out. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So in Vegas, I'm like, I'm not A, I'm not A minus, I'm not B plus. I would say I'm a B, right? So the people that are like C and below, I'm like, what are you doing? Like I'm a B and I'm looking at you like, like Bally's Corporation is the most. So I'm looking at, but when I can't replicate like Red Rock Resorts, I have an issue with the Win. My issue with the Win is I think it's audacious to leave that 38 acres across the street empty for 17 years because you don't want to
That's where
cannibalize
the
it.
Frontier used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
So they haven't left it empty for 17 years. They picked it up in 2017 from Crown for $340 million. But the point is, look, I take a breath. I got so much to say. The point is that they are leaving it fallow because they don't want to cannibalize themselves. Before Steve got thrown out on February 6, 2018, a night which will live in infamy. See, in everybody else's world, December 7th, 1941 is a night which will live in infamy. In Vegas Pauly C's world,
Isn't that your birthday true?
February 6th, 2018 is a night which will live in infamy. Why? I was at the Win. I was with my little girlfriend, Mahi. She's so cool. Her skin was designed by NASA. She can
You
re-enter
said
the
Mahi?
atmosphere without burning up. Yes, that's Mahi.
So you like Asians?
I just love her. I just love her. She has the most.
I like it.
So I was there with her, and they threw Steve out that night. They actually announced it. People don't realize it unless you were there. They announced over the loudspeaker that Steve Wynn will no. I swear to you. They announced over the loudspeaker we were having dinner at Wingley, however you say it, Wingley, whatever.
Yeah.
And they said he will no longer be associated. He stepped down from as a CEO.
They said this in a whole casino?
Yep.
That's
announced
crazy.
over the audio.
Wow.
And Mahi and I looked at each other. We went, oh my God. And so he was planning on building across the street. He was planning on putting a lagoon. There was all sorts of creative things that were going to happen.
I read about all that.
Right at the Wynn, and now they didn't happen. So I stand in front of the lot, in front of the Wynn, and I chide them. So I get it why I piss you off. So somebody told me that the word in the Wynn about me is I'm a joke. Okay.
Listen, there's still two.
Everyone has an opinion. That's facts.
For you to be around for this short a time and attract there's kids
Some
out here
top
doing
players.
social media for a living, and you're crushing them. And it's,
right, but it's organic.
Exactly.
I love gaming. I love gaming.
Exactly. Well, the proof is in the pudding.
Right.
What would you say? What casino has the best rewards program?
I would say the Venetian Palazzo, station for out of state people. I mean, I got station comps up. I don't even use my comps. I got comps up. I have an apartment here. So what do I need all these rooms for?
Fair.
I have station comps up to my eyeballs, and I barely played there. And now the Fontainebleau. I would say that those three people are overwhelming people with free rooms, free play, comps.
Fontainebleau was doing that.
Yeah, oh yeah, they turned it up.
Why is Fontainebleau is always empty?
That part.
They're definitely so. This to me is not a teachable moment, but it's fascinating.
Okay.
I was way harder on the Fontainebleau than I was on Resorts World.
I remember.
Yeah, you were.
Fontainebleau never barred me.
They probably respected you.
They're next level thinkers. They thought to themselves, I don't get into it, this asshole. Why would I want to get into it? Why would I want to give him?
Exactly.
So I really respect the fact that they did that. And I've watched them get better. So they were losing their ass initially. Like I get the financials. Some investor who's not happy sends me the financials for the Fontainebleau. They were losing, in the beginning, the first month that they made anything at all, they made $5 million, which is nothing because they have to pay $18 million a month in interest or $20 million a month at some point in the future or whatever. But this February, which was the down month in Las Vegas, now everybody ran around and said, Super Bowl sucks, Vegas is empty, whatever. Fontainebleau picked up $13 million in profit, and I see that and I go, and then I get the DMs like, you're right, Vegas Pauly. I got so many offers from Fontainebleau. And then I see their occupancy rate went from 55% in February of last year, or 52%, something ridiculous. It's at 72 now. They have room to grow. Because they are capable of learning, I have very guarded hope for them. I do not believe the organization across the street is capable of learning. And I honestly believe
is that Resort World.
And I honestly believe that poor Alex Dixon is going to be thrown on the dustbin of the dust heap of history. And when I met with him, I said, Alex, I sure hope they're not just going to throw you on the dust heap and and blame you, because I will tell you right now, and this will be a video. I'll be screaming, and they'll probably bar me again. If he doesn't get at least, I want to say 18 months. If he doesn't get a year to 18 months there, right? You use the guy and you threw him in the gutter. Because he came into the guy's in there 90 days. He didn't do Mr. Beast.
I was just about to ask.
So
fumbled.
Alex started on like January 15th.
That sucks.
Right? Yep. Alex started on January 15th. I know the dingbat who did Mr. Beast. In fact, Vital Vegas called him out, but whatever. So on January 30th, they announced the Mr. Beast thing. And I stood out in front of there and I went, you're all idiots. No gamblers care who Mr. Beast is. Why are you wasting money on Mr. Beast? I had already apologized to Alex. Alex had apologized. Well, I'm not saying Alex apologized to me. I made my peace with Alex.
Sure.
Maybe I did apologize. Who knows? I'm so out of control. Maybe I did apologize. So me and Alex, right? Seymour, me and Alex had already met, and we made he extended an olive branch to me,
right.
And then a week, 5 days later, the Mr. Beast thing happened. He did not extend the olive branch because he was under pressure about Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast happened after the olive branch, right? So now I'm like, that night I went in there and I did video and I said, but the guy, it's not his fault. He has no control of it. They're not giving. Listen,
It was
such a
really
bad
bad.
situation.
If you give Alex 2,000 decent employees and $500 million, he can change things over there. They're not giving him. They're not going to do it.
He needs
They don't
leverage.
They don't give to the employees.
I remember when they were
don't give to the
saying that
customers.
they were gonna be so much better than the Win and Encore, and I'm like, every
Yeah,
time
and who
somebody
was
says-
pushing that narrative? You ever see any of the dinosaur videos where she was saying that they were going to be better than the Win, or they were better than the Win? They're there. You can go
No.
back. That's what the dinosaur was pushing, and I'm like. Like, why are you pushing this? This is the most ridiculous thing. Like, you're over there laughing, but she was pushing it.
No,
Now,
I'm
I don't
laughing
know.
at the dinosaur.
I don't know whether they were. Well,
That
okay.
part.
So a lot of people thought that was a statement about her physical presence.
Right.
It is not.
She's out of touch. Is what you're
No,
saying.
I was walking on the live.
Okay.
And I used to get really hopped up on my live. Like, it was out of control. Like, I would exhaust myself to the point I had to go to sleep for 12 hours. I give it my all. When I perform,
Yeah.
I give it my all.
Totally.
So I'm like, let me tell you, I'm the asteroid coming into Las Vegas, and I'm going to change the game. And she's the dinosaur, and she's looking up in the sky, and she sees the asteroid coming in. And it was based on
that analogy.
So-
it was
an
based on the
analogy.
Chicks Lube event of 65 million years ago,
okay.
and that's why. And this is what I really feel. And I might be wrong, but I really feel this. I feel that the next evolution in social media is a jackass like me, who's troubled, who is a compulsive gambler, who lost $1 million in a week, who's only making $5,000 a month and spending 20, who's fighting with 2 or 3 properties anyway, or 2 or 3 properties are like, oh my God, I can't stand this guy, but yet 4 or 5 are talking to me, meeting with presidents, but yet there are presidents who would never meet with me in a million years. I feel that the future of social media is extreme reality.
It's the news.
Extreme
It's the
reality.
like
news.
truth
It's the
and
news.
The
authenticity.
real truth.
Yeah,
of,
no more like,
hey,
hey, look at me. It's like, hey, look at
Well,
me.
that's
Like, this is
TikTok
real.
itself.
Yeah,
TikTok is
TikTok
the new
did
news.
change
Right.
that.
It is the.
But
new
I'm not
news.
holding
Absolutely.
back anything. I'm not hiding anything. People come after me. People come after me on social media, and they're like, this is one of the biggest insults that I got for a long time, although she's not out here now, so I'm not really getting it. Hey, is that your mail order, Brian? Is that your mail order? Because my girlfriend's 30 years old, and she's
Oh.
Asian. Man, it's like she was born in New York. Right? Like I didn't get. Like, I know you look at me.
Oh, is that where you met her at? Was in New
I
York?
met her in New York. So
Aw,
I
cute.
That's where she is.
That was before the whole Vegas
Before the-
Pauly C.
I was doing well. I was cocky. There's no doubt about it. I was 50
Okay,
to
fair.
So I weighed 230 pounds.
What?
So yeah,
No
I have
way.
before and after stuff. So I weighed 230 pounds. So I got so tired of. I was on.
You did Ozempic?
No. I was on Seeking Harmony, whatever the one is.
Oh my goodness.
Seeking arrangements.
No, I was on there too. That was a disaster.
Okay, fair.
But I was on Harmony. I was on eHarmony.
eHarmony,
I was on
okay.
eHarmony.
Oh, my
I was
goodness.
on eHarmony for 10 years.
Okay. Wow. 10?
I never got a single woman to talk to me because I had a nice mouthful of yellow teeth.
Did you have to pay for that?
Yeah, you pay first. You pay
Oh, wow.
you pay for Harmony. So I had a nice mouthful of yellow teeth. I was balding and I was 230 pounds. And I said, I'm going to get my teeth fixed, which I did when my mother died. I used the money to fix that. And I got a whole, full, this is all fake. It's all fake in here. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do something with my body. So I got ripped. And I got ripped. I went down to 155 pounds. Like, there's people, there was a funny insult about 2 months ago. Someone said, you look like a cancer patient.
I saw.
So I posted a picture of myself with no shirt on. I'm completely ripped. I have abs. Everything is like,
Oh yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I do look like a cancer patient in the face, but I got the body and whatever.
And you worked for it.
And I worked for it. And this is the reason I'm telling this story. As soon as I got ripped, I got a girlfriend.
Oh, that's when life changed.
And everybody wants to say that looks don't matter. Trust me, looks are everything, even for guys.
It kind of do.
And if
matter.
you're disgusting, you ain't getting nobody. And I didn't get anybody for 10 years. And I would go to the local, titty bar, especially in the 90s and the aughts. I sort of aged out of it. I remember I was 46 years old and I was in the bar and there were 4 guys at the bar. This is a funny story. There's 4 guys at the bar and I'm only 46 now. This is 14 years ago. God, I was young. I was obese, but I was 46. And I'm across the bar and the bar's closing. And there's a young lady there. She's 22, full disclosure. She's a stripper, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's working me hard. And she's like, oh, but Paul, and she's like trying to get my money. And like, that's her job, right? Is to get my money.
Absolutely.
The 4 guys across from the bar are screaming this out. I love this story. And this is a true story. Get away from that old hag. Why are you talking to that old guy? What are you doing over there with that guy? And I'm honestly looking around like this, like, I don't see any old guy over
Who
here.
are you talking to?
Because it was at 46, it was the first time I heard that I was an old guy, right?
Mm.
And by the time I was 48 or 49, I had aged out of that because it just doesn't work. And I had gotten a job at the Peppermint Hippo, and they were
Peppermint
paying
Hippo. What? Wait, in Vegas?
in Vegas. So
No way. Doing what?
So they gave me $1,000 a month. There was a guy there. There was a kid there, a guy. There was a man there by the name of Ritter. He was fantastic. He's a giver. He's a lover of people. He was like, Paul, I think you're great. I'm going to give you $1,000 a month. All you have to do is just come here and hang out. This is my first.
shit.
This was my first.
Wow.
But this was the first. But this is the first time I ever got paid, right? And I'm like, well, I'm making $5,000 for social media. I told my girlfriend I'm going to get $1,000 a month from the Peppermint Hippo, so I'm going to do this. So I did it for 3 or 4 months. But I am very self-aware and aware of my surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see that all the strippers were like sort of creeped out. Like I couldn't get any support from them, like going out with me at night. You know what I mean? Like it was funny.
They're like robots, though. Man.
But they set up. This is funny. So they set up a night out with me and four or five girls, and this is me because I'm a Pollyanna. You know, you can look. That's a person who's like full of hope and joy and love. So here I'm going out. I'm not doing that.
I thought you said
you're an empathetic person, and I appreciate that about you.
I'm super empathetic.
You're a bleeding empathetic person.
Yes.
God bless you. You're going to make some man very... You have a man?
Yeah.
Okay. He's a very lucky man.
Yes.
You always want an
thank you.
empathetic. So anyway, so I go out at night. This is funny. There's 4 or 5 girls. I got over 1 million views on them getting in the van. I get in the van. I'm like, this is me. I'm such a nerd. Like it's like the nerd goes out, right? So I'm like, so what I want to know is, how do the girls that work there get to go out on promos versus working in the club? So, because I'm a curious guy and there's a story there, and I want to learn. I always want to learn, and I always learn so much doing this. Like, I mean, I learned about you today. You know, you're a musician and you're with Eminem. That's like super cool. I'm a big Eminem fan. So I say to them, how do they determine which of you girls is going to go out? And the girl looks at me. I'll never forget. She looks at me and she goes, we play rock, paper, scissors.
No way.
Oh,
Do I really want to work a job like that? So what happened was they fired Ritter. I was there for 4 or 5 months. I got 4 or 5 checks for $1,000. I think I got 4 checks specifically.
Okay.
They fired Ritter, who was the only person giving me love, and so I quit. I quit because like how many videos am I going to do of like how the VIP and I just said, this is just not. So I think they hired Brandon from Vegas, but I don't know. I mean, I saw him do a couple of videos. God bless him. Hope he makes a lot of money. I don't even care.
We had him on the podcast like a few weeks
The
ago.
point I'm trying to make is, yeah, he's an OG. He's a real. See, I'm a fake Vegas guy. Brandon's a real Vegas guy.
Yeah. He is.
So the point I'm trying to make is, if I'm uncomfortable, can't do my job.
Yeah.
So if it's a product that I'm uncomfortable with, can't do my job.
Yeah.
If the girls are going to be mean to me, and I'm not trying to sleep with strippers. I'm being straight. I'm really not. I just want to do a great job and have a good time.
Yeah.
So if you watch the videos or if you watch the live from the night I went to Palpy's Steakhouse, there were 4 girls there from the Peppermint Hippo, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one was, well, we're going to rate them on how they felt about Vegas Pauly C. This girl over here, God bless her, she was about a 6.5, 7. She was friendly with me. We joked around across the table, whatever. It went down from there. The girl that was sitting right next to me in the white dress, she effing hated me. She just like didn't, and I just like, how am I supposed to work a show?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to do promotion? How am I supposed to?
And the energy's wrong. The energy's not right.
And the energy's wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And like what you girls got to know, like Vegas Pauly C, I know who I am, and I'm in a monogamous relationship for 8 years, and I've been working clean now for over 2 years. I don't find like.
What is this working clean?
Okay, so the other day, no disrespect to anybody, but the other day I had a live, and they were playing craps, and the guys kept joking about hard 8, hard 4, like they were making a joke on the show about that. It's a double entendre. You can imagine what they were trying to say. Like, I don't even do double entendres. Like, I don't do sexual double entendres. Like, I don't do anything that will make a woman uncomfortable. Not virtue signaling right now. I'm going to tell you why I do this. First of all, I do, and the dinosaur used to call me creepy old man. Like, she wants nothing more than for me to be creepy. First of all, my girlfriend will effing murder me if she sees me in any way, shape, or form doing shit like that. But I don't want to do it anyway.
Right.
The reason I don't do it is because I know who I am. I don't want to turn off the people around me. And, right, I'm 60 years old, and I had a mother and 2 sisters, and I watched them waiting 2 days. You know, this is back in, I'm old enough so that we didn't have cell phones. You know what I mean? This is the ring phone.
Right.
I watched my sisters wait 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days for the damn phone to ring. So some guy they met at some club would call them back. And I listened to the conversations. Like, I saw all this shit.
That's
like,
so true, yeah.
You know, not virtue signaling. I swear to God. And look, I have no reason to say this, but I honestly believe that women just have it way effing harder, and especially in social media.
Thank you.
They are
I feel like most guys are like, yeah, women have it easy.
No. Women
I'm
have
like,
it
you
so
really
hard.
kind of don't know, like how hormones, just everything.
And then the whole thing is like, what do you get at the end? Like, you're a woman and you have it super hard, and what's your prize? It's a booby prize. It's like a man. Like, that's an F. Like, I know men. I'm a man. I did the running around. Poor Anne-Marie. We're still friends out there. We're friends for 27, 28 years.
I love that.
I was
your
a
ex-wife, yeah?
Ex-wife. Now we're friends. I was a raging asshole when I dated her. Like, I was at the titty bar. I met a stripper named Princess. You know, I remember she hit me in the head with a bottle. You know what I mean? Like, we had all.
It was like that.
It was really like that.
You think that was her real name?
And no. And one day, she just packed up her shit, and much to her, I respect her, and we're like besties. One day she packed up her shit and she said, I had enough of your shit. And because we had so much fun, and we still do, and because she's great, now we just do the fun, and she's had, 7, 8 boyfriends. Now we just do the fun, and we don't do the relationship.
Not the 7, 8 boyfriends.
Right. No, but I mean, since then, she said,
yeah, obviously.
So before your new
went
girlfriend, did you ever get jealous when she got a new boyfriend or something?
No, but they would always try and restrict our relationship. No, there was one guy that was super cool. There was one guy that was super cool named Little Eddie. I love him. He was a workout guy. He was really cool. We got along great. But no, a lot of times they get jealous, or they don't want us having the relationship or whatever. But we're besties, and we run around, and everyone is so shocked by the fact that, like, I'm with my ex, and like we're okay, and like we're in a good place, and
I think the people are more fact that, like, not just you're friends with your ex, but you also, like, you hang out with her.
She's fantastic.
Yeah,
she loves Vegas. She loves people watching. She loves gambling. But she loves the Vegas Pauly C show. So she's my Vanna White.
I love that. How does your girlfriend feel about that?
She's great with it because now she doesn't have to do it.
Ah.
Because my girlfriend's not a big fan of social media, really.
Oh,
but Anne-Marie is so effing cool.
I love that.
People, like, I don't know if you saw the video of Anne-Marie and the 3 girls at the night at the
I think
club.
so. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So there's 3 girls, and I'm so innocent. I said to those girls, I said, are you girls atmosphere models? Like, that's what I thought they were. So I figured they were, right? Yeah, you guys are laughing. And they immediately said to me, no, we're not prostitutes. And I'm like, no. I wasn't, but I wasn't even insinuating that. You're a business guy. I can sense that you wrote a business book. So all I wanted to do was say, like, oh, you're atmosphere models? And off the record, like, if they don't want me to say it, I was like, how much money do you make? What's the minimum? Is it a good job? Do you get harassed a lot? Is it cool? Like, I want to learn about your job as an atmosphere model. Turns out they weren't atmosphere models, but they were super cool. So I put 3 of them with Anne-Marie, and the 3 of them or whatever. And the video has 100,000 views or 100,000 plus views. But the point I'm trying to make is she is so perfect because there is just nobody cooler. Like, some of the stuff that goes on, any other woman would be like so offended, like, by what's going on and whatever. She's like, eh.
So she's a great wing person.
She's an unbelievable wing, but she's my Vanna White. She's better than Vanna White.
Do you have Pauly C groupies?
It's funny because so I put up the shirtless pic.
Yeah.
And all I got was 2 older gay men contact me. And and we talked because I totally
no, they hit the DMs and you responded.
They slide into my DM. So I talked.
Somebody put you on Somebody put you on Grindr.
They said they just wanted to service me.
And what did you say?
Well, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I'm out here alone, and I just kind of closed my eyes.
You should have said, meet me at the taco shop.
And they were cool. I told them, I said,
at least donate.
Right. I'm in a monogamous relationship, whatever.
Yeah.
So that was the first time anybody slid into my DMs, to be honest with you. Now I do get, occasional women who are lonely and whatever, but it's rare. It's rare. I'm not going to tell you it's every day. I'm going to tell you the number. It's since I started, it's the 2 gay guys when I did the shirtless pic, and about 8 regular women. So 10 total, which when you have almost 1 million followers, Hey, man, that's reality. Like,
Right.
I follow the math. So, and I say this to Alan, and I will say this to you. The marketplace tells you what you're worth. So I'm not sure if it's because I'm 60 or because I'm awkward or because I'm an asshole or because I'm dangerous. I'm not sure exactly why, but no corporation wants to hire me to do anything right now. So I don't get any money. Kalshi paid
But
me.
you work with all those higher ups.
Yeah, but nobody wants to pay me. But I'll tell you, so Kalshi contacted me.
But they want to work with you.
Well, it's not working with me. We're having fun.
Okay.
I think that if they hired me, they would feel like their organization was at some kind of risk or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even want to put it out there because it's sad, but whatever.
Yeah.
So Kalshi.com hired a gambling guy hired me, and he said, Vegas Police, I'd love you to do something on the election. And Kalshi.com. I said, oh yeah, this is I've only done 2 paid videos.
I saw the Kalshi.
I've only done 2 paid videos since this is what I've made total other than my social media money. I've made $14,000. I made $1,000 4 months from the Peppermint Hippo. It's very easy for me to remember what I've made because I've made so little. So the guy contacted me and I said, well, what am I worth? This is funny. He says, well, based on your followers, based on what he says, we're prepared to pay you $5,000. I said, 5? And you just got to take my word for it. I had $3,000 in the bank at this moment because the taco shop, it was the beginning of November, end of October. The taco shop had broken me. So I have $3,000. In fact, I tell this on another podcast. I have $3,000 in the bank. I'm beyond broke. $5,000 to me at that point looks like, the second coming of Moses. So it was late. I said, I'll have, okay, all right. I run down to the Trump building, the Trump hotel. And I go, 45 minutes later, I send the video to Kalshi. They're like, that's it? You're done that fast? They're like, well, we really like it. I'm like, yeah. They're like, okay, we're going to give you the $5,000.
Oh, wow.
So I made $5,000 in 45 minutes. But
That's
this is
great.
why hope is a great breakfast, but a terrible dinner. So this is not going to end well. So the election comes and they say we're on the giant 308-foot billboard, which I've done videos of. It's a 308-foot billboard. It's on Harmon Corner, right across from the dead lot that Tillman Fertitta paid $270 million for that he covered in asphalt, blah, blah, blah. I go on and on about that corner. They say, we're going to give you another $5,000, run down and do a video of that billboard. And I go, you're kidding me. I'm like, no. So I run down there. 1 hour later, because it's easy. I just had to wait for it to go on the election. So 1 hour later, I had that video. I send it to them. It goes through some process. It goes to like Stripe or they have payment software.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I never seen it before because I never got paid before. So I fill out the payment software, whatever. I get the $5,000. I'm like so happy. And then I had to wait like another 8 days to get the second $5,000. But here's where it sucks. So I genuinely loved Kalshi before I had done videos for Kalshi. I did 2 paid videos for Kalshi. And I did 2 or 3 videos gratis, pro bono, because they were interesting stories. Like, for instance, Kalshi hired Donald Trump Jr. to be on their board. I thought that was fascinating. It failed as a video, but I did the video. Kalshi started taking gaming bets on sports.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a video for me.
Yeah.
Like whether or not Kalshi pays me, whether or not they contact me, the video
Still
is
content.
Right. The video is more important to me. Well, I'm not going to say it's more important to me than $5,000 because believe me, I would have been happy to do that video for $5,000. But it's certainly more important than a few $100s. So I do the video for nothing. So when they see me do the videos and my videos are getting a lot of views, they contact me. And I immediately think to myself, and I call my girlfriend, and my girlfriend's so tired of my shit. Because again, hope and then the reality. So I immediately think to myself, and I don't think this is an unreasonable thought. I immediately think, holy shit, if I can just do 1 or 2 videos a month for Kalshi, I almost have my nut covered. Do you know how much that's, if I could just get 5 or 10 a month, and I like them. I would love to be the whatever for Kalshi.
Sure.
Like
brand ambassador.
Right. I would love to.
Sure.
I would die to be the brand ambassador for Kalshi. So I say to them, okay, I'll be your. Yeah, they're like, yeah, you can do videos for us. We'll give you $500 a video. I'm like, went from 5,000 down to 500. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not going to pollute my page with Kalshi videos where I got to tell everybody. No, I always tell everybody everything. I'm not going to tell my following of whatever it is, no numbers because Seymour gets out of control. I'm not going to tell my following that I'm down here whoring myself out for $500, for Kalshi because whatever. Now, if they had supported me, and this is the number I want, and I don't care if you think it's delusional, it doesn't matter to me. If they're going to give certain other creators $1 million a year who are only double my size in the gaming space, no names. I think I'm worth $100,000 a year to Kalshi. I think I'm worth $8,000 a month.
That's
If
doable.
Kalshi said to me, "You're going to be our brand ambassador. We're doing this again," and I love looking at the amount of bets. I want to learn about how they take the action. I want to learn their clearinghouse procedures. I want to go in Kalshi's office and see their computers. Like I don't want to just be a brand ambassador getting a check. I want to win.
Yeah.
I want to be part of Kalshi, just like I was part of the Peppermint Hippo, whatever. You know what I mean? So they said no, and I was like, I'm crestfallen over it, but I don't think I'm unreasonable, whatever. And I said to him, I said, "You're out of your mind if you don't think I'm worth $100,000 to something I genuinely, organically love."
Yeah.
There are other things that I genuinely, organically love that I know that they're like, they're using Snoop Dogg. So, and I'm talking about Skechers. They ain't never using Vegas. I wear my Skechers every day. I love my Skechers. I know they're using Snoop.
You got
I know
shape ups.
Snoop's wearing
I know that,
Skechers,
right. I
Skechers.
know Snoop with his 33 million followers and, 1, 2, 3 into the 4, Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door ready to make an entrance. So back on up because, I'm about to, I love Snoop, obviously.
Right.
I know they're never going to use me, so I'm not going to be delusional about Skechers. But Kalshi? Am I being unreasonable? I would have been a
I mean,
perfect
no, the
fit.
fact that they offer you 5,000,
The
and
fact-
then they
well,
can't even offer
But
you.
what about the fact that they do sports bets now?
Yeah.
And I'm like a
Exactly.
gambler, and I'm on the street in
Exactly.
Vegas, and it's like I could discuss like the line on the
Yeah.
the football game or the line on the
I
whatever.
mean, your numbers are great. You
What-
really do always
What's the
hit
most you've
100,000
ever?
plus.
You said you have a gambling problem. What's the most you've ever won?
Okay, so I won $400,000 in February of 1995. I won 200. It was Super Bowl weekend. We came out for Super Bowl weekend, January 26th, 1995. January 1995, it came out for Super Bowl. I got invited by the Mirage. I won about 220. We went to Lake Tahoe back when you could bet in Lake Tahoe. You can't bet in Lake Tahoe anymore.
Shit.
But they were taking a lot of action out there because it was Caesar's Tahoe. This is before all the. I won $80,000 at Caesar's Tahoe. We went to Hawaii. I had a friend at the time who was addicted to the crack pipe. This is really ridiculous.
Wow.
He said he was so funny though. He says, "Paul, I actually found a crack house in Honolulu."
No,
And I'm like, "You found a crack house in Honolulu?"
dude.
And we're staying at the Ihalani, and
Goddamn
he's like
meth house.
robbing money from my pocket to go to the crack house
Fucking
in
A.
Honolulu. And I'm like, you can't go in my pocket. I mean, that's really, whatever. So he's doing his thing, and we spend a week in Hawaii. He's at the crack house. We're at the beach, and I'm with my stripper girlfriend, and I'm having a great time. She looks unbelievable in a bikini. And then we come back, and I went back to Vegas, and I went to the MGM, and I won another 110,000. So I won 400,000 in 4 weeks.
Oh wow.
That was my best time ever.
All
That's fire.
blackjack.
Well, blackjack and craps.
Okay.
Okay, February, March, April. 60 days later, I lost $1 million.
Oh. Hey.
So I barely got to enjoy that,
Yeah,
that 400.
that went by
And then
quick.
when I lost $1 million, and I've told this story before, so this was the month, and I had a gaming executive. It's so funny because I'm really close with the guy now. It's the people that I meet. I have so much gratitude. I had a gaming executive that I'm very close to now. He's been in the industry for 40 years. He was actually there. Do you guys see the movie Casino?
Yeah.
You know the story with the plane? Where they told him the plane was on the fritz,
Okay,
so
yeah, yeah,
H.H. Ishikawa,
yeah.
he was part of that. So he was
Okay.
part of that
wow.
crew.
Okay.
And he told me exactly what went down that night. He's a great guy. So he was the guy who pressed the sheriff. This is so full circle. He was the guy who pressed the sheriff in 1995 to make the gaming checks that you write bad checks and you can get arrested. So he pressed them in 95. The sheriff said, yes, they are bad checks. And I got the phone call in September, October. The sheriff called me up, the sheriff from Clark County. He said, are you Paul Contino? I said, yes. He said, well, I'm going to tell you how it's going to go. And I said, okay. And he said, if you get pulled over anywhere in Nevada or California, I don't know why California was in on it. I guess they have tremendous extradition between the two states. He said, if you get pulled over anywhere, you're going to jail. So I actually bounced $500,000 in markers. When I lost my $1 million in a week, 500 was cash and 500 was markers. So I bounced 500 markers and the sheriff called me. So, and now 40 years later, I meet the guy who says, I was the one who pushed the sheriff to do that. I'm like, yeah, I was. So I was not arrested because I didn't come to Nevada or California. But there was a football player who I think was the first person who was arrested for the bad checks.
Oh, wow.
But had I come, of course I didn't come because I knew I was going to get arrested. But I settled with them like I was paying $5,000 a month to this one, $1,500. Believe it or not, it's funny because Bally's was so easy on me. They were one of the easiest on me back then. I was paying them $1,500 a month. And I was paying out all this money every month. And this went on for 8 years. You know, I paid this money for 8 years.
Mm.
And I think I paid back about $425 out of the $500, but it was a nightmare.
Oh, wow. So you didn't have a stop loss. You would just keep losing?
So what happens is if you have a $100,000 credit back then, if you have 100, there's a thing called central credit.
Okay.
I haven't been involved in it in 30 years, so I'm sure it's morphed past my knowledge base. So central credit, you would get a $100,000 credit line at the Mirage, and then the Desert Inn would see that, and the Desert Inn would say, oh, he's got 100 at the Mirage, we'll give him 100. So am I going over on time?
No,
Because
you're
I could
good.
talk all night.
I do have a few questions
Okay,
though
go ahead.
from the people,
ahead.
my followers.
I'm ready.
Okay, so has he ever caught someone counting cards, and how did he handle it?
What do you mean? How would I handle it?
This is what somebody said. I don't know. Why is Paula C annoying? And he said Paula.
My voice, probably.
Does he ever sleep?
I sleep in. So what happens is I'll go and go and go and go, and then I'll collapse. When I'm working in Vegas, so I'll dopamine deplete.
Mm.
I go to sleep for 3 or 4 hours, and I wake up ready to slay.
Ready to slay. I love that.
Yeah.
What restaurant in Vegas has the best sea bass?
Oh, we had the most incredible sea bass at Spago the other day,
Oh,
and Alan
Spago.
took us to Spago. Thank you, Alan.
How much would someone have to pay for a Pauly C experience playing craps?
I get this offered all the time. And,
5,000.
No,
I'll just play.
it's at this point I just tell them do the taco shop thing, and
Yeah.
I'm yours.
Oh,
Oh,
I
wow.
love that.
I like that.
So donate to the taco shop.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Why don't you have any merch yet? But you are getting some merch sometime.
Big, I
soon?
told you that. I told this story. I told the ADHD story.
Yeah, it's coming.
So I've
soon.
had like 20 people, not 20, let me not exaggerate. I've had
yeah.
5 people, 5 solid people that came to me and said, I want to do merch. I want to do merch. I want to do merch.
Mm-hmm.
That's ADHD.
And that's Vegas for you too. Vegas.
well, why do you
Vegas
think?
on
Well, why do you
business
think we're
is
all here?
different.
Why do you think we're all here?
Exactly.
We're all suffering from ADHD. So we're all coming.
We're all here because of that.
We're all coming hard out of the gate, like a
Yeah.
racehorse. And then we get to the quarter pole, and we went the quarter in 44-2 horse racing, and we collapse.
Okay, and
Hey,
then I
Rach.
have one
Oh,
more.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
And then why hasn't the federal government raised the threshold for claiming winnings on taxes?
I mean, it's one signature by one IRS commissioner. So, of course, because I'm 60 years old and I'm slightly cynical, I'm trying to figure it out. And I really thought that after Trump carried Nevada, I thought he would sign it. But I think his plate is just so full that he just never gets around to it. But he's a fan of the state because you voted for him. So he's a fan. So I'm surprised he doesn't change it.
Pauly C, we just want to wrap things up here.
Okay.
So what is the trajectory of where everything is going with Pauly C?
The marketplace tells you what you're worth.
Mm.
And
It's telling me I'm worth $5,000 a month.
I never hear you say anything about downtown. What's your favorite casino downtown?
Well, but my guy who I have a great relationship with, Jonathan Jostle, is downtown.
Oh,
I promote. I promote. He doesn't pay me, but I'm very, very positive about downtown because I said to him, "Why don't you put in pop craps here and put in 3, 4, 5 odds?" He put in pop craps, put in 3. The place is full. I was just there today.
What is the casino? What is it?
The Plaza?
The Plaza. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's where they do the fireworks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love playing pop craps. And today I almost lost $4,900 playing pop craps. I accepted that I lost $4,900 playing pop craps. I was leaving the machine, losing $4,900, and I'm out the door, and I was like, "Why is there $100 on the machine?" Because last come gets some. So if you play craps, you know that your last come bet pays off, and you get your. And I had $50 on the come, but I didn't. But I was so punched in the face because I really don't want to lose $4,900. I was so punched in the face by losing that money. And wouldn't you know, and I have a video of me losing. I made a video of the whole 49, and then I shut off the video. And I was going to I put it up on YouTube, and I go, look at this disaster. There's already one up there where I lose 8,000. So I was going to put it up on YouTube. I put the 100 on the line, and 8 came. The 8 hit. I had 200. A follower came over, wanted to talk to me. We spent 30 minutes with me getting the $200 all the way back to $4,800.
Wow.
And
That's amazing.
And I quit down 100. And I did the whole thing with a follower who's a great guy who Jonathan's friendly with now, who proposed, and they put him up on the board there, on the digital board. He proposed to his fiance at Oscars.
Oh, wow.
So there's a video of that on the. So he was
That's
the perfect guy. It was a really great time.
All right. Well, where
Amazing.
can people find you at Policy on there?
So I'm Casino Comp Wallet on Instagram, And I think I don't really know my name. I think my name on TikTok is Vegas Pauly C.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know.
Mhm.
You kind of have 2 names on social media.
Yeah.
Like because
But the casino comp wall, it's your main.
Casino Comp all on Instagram and
Gotcha.
Vegas Pauly C on TikTok.
Okay, how
Heard.
about you, Little Rach?
You can find me on the interwebs at Lil Rach, LALRAYCH.
Mr. Will?
At Mr. Will Roundtree, and that's MRWILLROUNDTREE.
And you can just find me just at Green Room Radio on everything. We appreciate you coming.
Can I say
Pauly.
Green Room Radio again? Please?
Yes.
Green Room Radio.
Nay.
I love it. I love
And
it.
I give the tacos a 10 out of 10. They were great.
Oh,
So do
and
I.
these-
Definitely.
the
Great
cucumbers
flavor.
Definitely.
and
flavor.
carrots are amazing.
You know,
too.
every people DM me. I'm like, every customer matters. It's the God's honest truth.
Definitely.
It's true.
Just scraping down there.
Well, we
Yeah.
will definitely send people your way, and we
Thank
look
you.
forward to hopefully we can tap back in with you.
And I'm gonna do a
Yeah,
donation.
Part 2.
I'm gonna do a donation.
Oh, thank you very
yeah,
much.
yeah, I'll do a donation.
That's amazing.
And then
Blessings.
you know, then we'll go there and we'll be like, this guy did it. You know, we
Yes.
you give, we give. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
One hand washes the
Yeah.
other.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I appreciate that.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Pauly.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Do you want me to do the sign out?
Yeah, do the
Yeah.
sign out.
Let's do it.
Vegas Pauly C.
Out.
Boom.
Green Room Radio.